Hey, good morning, Tiger News students. We're going to do something a little bit differently today. We are going to talk about B-roll, which a lot of you love to learn about. And we're going to use this as our guide, which is Video Maker, and this comes to us from December 2018. And there is an article in here called Let B-roll Be Your Guide. It was written by John Castanari, and he is an executive producer for Imagination Unlimited in Florida, which is a post-production facility, and he has also taught advanced video post-production editing at the University of Central Florida. John pulls out a lot of really cool information that I think we're missing the point on in your features, your P&F features. So we're going to go through this word by word, and you're going to hear my voice reading it to you. It's not going to be popcorn reading, but you're going to learn a lot today, and here we go.
One of the most overlooked areas of video production is gathering good B-roll. Let's talk about why B-roll is so important, then get into how to obtain good, usable B-roll footage. There are two elements to effective non-fiction storytelling in video. The first is a good interview, and the next is supporting B-roll footage. A-roll is most often the main shot that you will use to tell your story in a given video. In the case of an interview, the A-roll would be the shot of the person being interviewed, while B-roll is any other footage that supports the story. B-roll can take many forms, including stock footage, newly acquired footage that you shoot, still pictures, animations, or even graphics. What does B-roll look like? Well, it better look a whole lot like your A-roll footage, otherwise it is going to stick out and distract from your story. The best place and time to get your B-roll is right after you've shot your A-roll interview. Your shoot should go like this. During your interview shoot, you or an assistant should be taking notes on the topics that the interviewee is talking about. Armed with this list, you can go around your current shooting location and capture B-roll footage of the things that visually tell the story. In this way, you are forced to make the B-roll footage look and feel the same as the A-roll interview footage, since you shot it with the same gear and crew on the same day. Matching the style and look of all of your footage is crucial to having your audience buy into the story you are telling. Type of video dictates type of B-roll. There are many uses for B-roll, and all of them are dependent on the type of video you are producing. For example, if you are shooting an interview with retiring police officers, you may want to shoot B-roll of them walking into their police station as an establishing shot, then shoot their awards on the wall or some footage of their favorite pictures at certain events. Nothing is worse than realizing you're 3 B-roll shots short. One of the most important shots on your B-roll checklist is the establishing shot. A wide shot showing locations important to your subject story will help give context to your interview and the rest of your footage. If they were involved in a famous event, you could get some archival news footage of that event to edit into the video. All of these elements and more can be used to enhance the narrative of the story. On the other hand, if you are producing an instructional video on cleaning a pool filter, your B-roll will focus on how to use the product. Pairing audio and visual elements is an effective and powerful way to teach someone a task. Camera movement. Now that we know what B-roll is used for, let's discuss the best way to shoot it. First and foremost, if you shoot your interview on a tripod, use a tripod or other support for your B-roll shots. Listen up. Nothing is more distracting than seeing rock-solid interview footage cut against shaky cam handheld footage. Of course, there are times for everything, but as a rule, always shoot good solid footage that doesn't distract from your interview. Should you use a slider, dolly, jib, gimbal, etc. for your B-roll footage? Well, the answer is maybe. It really depends on the look and the feel of your particular video. As with all of the toys we video folks like to buy and use, focus on telling the story first, and don't get stuck on the hardware. If a slider move will enhance a shot and tell a better story, then use it. If you are just using a jib because you own one, then save it for later. Coverage, coverage, coverage. Nothing is worse than sitting in front of your editing system with your video almost finished and realizing that you are 3 B-roll shots short of covering up the last 3 edits in your interview. And it's due tomorrow. How much B-roll should you shoot to make sure you have enough? A good rule of thumb is to shoot enough B-roll to cover 4 to 6 times the final interview length. If your finished interview is 1 minute, then you should shoot 4 to 6 minutes of various B-roll to cover that interview. Remember, you are taking notes during the interview shoot, so once you compile this list, go out and shoot a wide, medium, and close-up shot of each. Before you let your interview leave, make sure to shoot a couple of shots of them entering and/or leaving the building to use as establishing shots. When you think you are all done getting B-roll, do a quick video edit in your head to make sure you have enough footage to tell this particular story. Not only will you be happy later, but your viewers will understand your story that much better too. You want your B-roll footage to match the look of your interview, which usually means using a tripod or some other form of stabilization to keep your shots steady. John Castanari is executive producer at Imagination Unlimited, a video production company headquartered in Orlando, Florida. He also taught advanced video post-production editing at the University of Central Florida.